So I think they're pretty pissed off because a minute ago they were relieved that he was officially gone. And right now I think the room is pretty pissed off. And I think this can galvanize. Remember, when bad things happen, you'll find out who's with you. And I've been in the room with Pat where in the industry we were in, we had to find out who was with us. Who was with us? Which carriers were with us? Which people were supporting us? Because things happen. Economies come, economies go, and the industries make decisions. It's not personal, but you got to find out who's there. And I think what's going on right now, I think he's about to find out who is absolutely with him. I think Bessent is. I think Rubio is. I think Howard is. I think there's relieved people, but that are really frustrated that it went down this way.
Okay, Vinny.
And there's a jet taking off. Right
no, it's all good. Go ahead.
What was the question?
No, Brandon. So why don't you do this, Brandon? Rob, can you play the one clip Brandon has about Whitney Webb? You know which one I'm talking about. This one right here. So Whitney Webb, we've had her on a couple times. She's written some of the most interesting books that talks about technocracy. She doesn't even live in the States, but some of the stuff she says gets picked up, and it's very, very interesting. And when you do some research, what is in this clip here, Brandon?
So this is the first time I've ever heard Epstein be associated with Elon Musk.
The implications of Musk's potential connections to Epstein are staggering. This isn't merely gossip. It highlights the intertwining of power, influence, and dark secrets that define our political landscape. The audience must grasp how deeply entrenched these connections run as they speak to the very fabric of trust in our leaders.
She says something I've never heard before about a reason why the Justice Department might not have been releasing certain things about Epstein and J.P. Morgan that were subpoenaed.
Okay, go for it, Rob.
Virgin Islands, because there was this case involving the U.S. Virgin Islands and J.P. Morgan as it related to Epstein. And that case got settled out of court, so it didn't go to trial. But I believe those documents would be very, very, very telling. But I would argue the reason they won't come out is because one of the people subpoenaed as part of that investigation was Elon Musk.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't necessarily accused of wrongdoing, but was subpoenaed because he was suspected of having had some sort of involvement with Epstein and J.P. Morgan. And there are allegations, of course, not really allegations, but, it was reported, before Musk was closely affiliated with Trump that Epstein had been advising Tesla and was part of this effort in 2018 to take Tesla private with Gulf oil money or Saudi money. And at the time, Epstein was advising Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, and was also known to have a close relationship with the elite families of the United Arab Emirates and also Kuwait and I think Bahrain as well. So perhaps they don't want to have that really be explored at this point. But some of the other figures that were...
Was she talking about Epstein here? All those people, all those relationships?
Epstein
and Musk. She was saying that Epstein was advising Musk on how to take Tesla private.
But all those other relationships, Mohammed bin Salman, Bahrain.
Epstein was like,
Jesus, this guy Epstein goes deep.
Yeah, he does.
Well, yeah, he's tied with the intelligence networks. But I think, so genuinely, who do you think is more powerful, though, between the two of them right now? Because I think if Elon's going to be on attack mode, Trump has a small window to knock Musk down a bunch of pegs because Musk gets like 30% of Tesla revenue from China and a lot of money from government contracts. So I wonder what damage could Trump do right now if Trump really wants to go on the offensive and commits to that and tries to take a degree of power away from Musk. Because, I mean, if Musk is going to try to use his power like this, then that's not a healthy thing for America.
So that's not a healthy thing for what?
For America. So I'm saying Trump right now has a window to knock Musk down a bunch of pegs. With like 30% of Tesla revenue comes from China. A huge amount of his money comes from government contracts from America. So Trump could do a lot to severely hurt Tesla right now if you want. Because, you could almost take this as a threat to national security where this guy's trying to undermine the president. And believe me, I'm mad at both of them for separate things. But, you have to be patriotic on the side of the president when some...
Yeah, so here's President Trump. I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done it so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever given. If this bill doesn't pass, there will be a 68% tax increase and things far worse than that. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on a path of greatness, make America great again. So now he says that. But a part of this that to me is what would cause an Elon to go nuclear?
I don't think it's about the bill. It's way too extreme for the bill.
It can't be. What would make Elon go nuclear?
The notion that Musk could go nuclear on Trump underscores a volatile power struggle. As tensions escalate, the real question emerges: what does this feud signify for the future of American politics? Both figures have immense influence, and their clash could reshape alliances, revealing just how fragile the ties that bind our leaders can be.
What? You think the black eye is just like, what would make, for some, no, I'm being actually serious with you. What would make Elon go nuclear? It has to be something that was such a humiliating thing for you to go to this levels. And then there had to be a couple calls behind closed doors to make sure he knows he has some other people with him before he goes nuclear. Because if you don't have the other guys that are with you to go nuclear, I don't know. And by the way, you know what you learned here for a fact? That if you talk to him, just so you know, he can at any time turn against you.
Yeah. But what he's essentially saying, though, is that, like, let's say what he's saying is true. He's essentially saying he's okay with being friends with a president who is on the Epstein list if he's doing everything that he wants him to do. But the moment that he doesn't do everything he wants him to do, then he is not okay with that anymore. So, if that were true, like, how does that make him look? He's being selective with when it is a big deal to him and when it's not a big deal to him.
Why do so many people agree with him?
Well, I think I think there is some truth that Trump did maybe blackmail people. You could say allegedly to that. He bought a hotel that was used for blackmail in the past. He bought a yacht that was used for blackmail in the past. His mentor blackmailed a lot of people. But that doesn't mean he did the things that the people on the Epstein list did. That's an entirely different thing that just makes him associate with that world. So I think some people conflate those two things, and some people are upset with Trump with the lack of aggressiveness that he's had. Like, he came in like he was going to disrupt the whole establishment, get rid of the deep state, this and that. But he's being very civil, and that's like probably what I'm most frustrated with him about is he's being too civil, and he's not like coming down hard on the people who try to take him out and the people that have this administrative state in place.
Yeah, I was listening to a guy earlier saying the fact that the only choice Trump has right now, he has to come super, super hard on Musk because Musk is not going to stop.
Right.
He won't stop.
And
Musk
he has
is
a
not gonna
window.
stop.
He has a window to do it.
To him?
To Musk.
What could he do to him?
Oh, he could make it so that Musk can't send cars to China, or at least make it not profitable, cut all the government contracts. I mean, that's the thing, though. Musk has a degree of leverage, too, because especially with Starlink. Like, Starlink is super important to the military. A lot of his other stuff has military applications. Palantir is tight with Elon, so they have a lot of military applications too. So these tech guys, the PayPal mafia, the technocracy guys, they're really tied in and entrenched with the military. So that's where the private sector, it starts to get like, all right, does the military have more power, or do the contractors have more power?
Yeah, but listen, on behalf of America, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, keep your personal issues out of America becoming great again. Like, we are here in America, people are trying to put food on their plate. They're trying to raise their kids. They're trying to make money, have a job, have a healthy lifestyle, like do everything we want to do. We're not here to watch this soap opera of days of our lives with the richest man in the world and most powerful man in the world. Like, we're not here for that.
Do you think Elon wants to make America great again, though? Do you think he cares about that at all?
I think if you're using what Elon Musk set out to do, I think the number one thing on his agenda was killing the woke mind virus. And I looked at him aligning with Trump as who's against woke? Trump, I'm going with him. I think there's a very good indication that Elon had never voted for Trump in the past. I think he was more of a Democrat. I think a lot of people were, Joe Rogan, that camp. I think they were a lot of people switched over. I also think that Trump is very vindictive, and I think that Elon is very childish. And I thought this would go at least a year. I mean, did anybody have their money? This was ending in June.
Yeah.
Did you see that coming? But by the way, here's a couple of things to consider, just to kind of open up a different couple conversations. There was always things I was looking at that I was like, that's a weird relationship. Why don't those guys get along? What's this all about? Okay. Sam Altman and OpenAI. Elon Musk hates that guy.
Yeah.
Hates that guy. Trump would bring him around all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's an awkward situation. All right. I don't know what kind of conversations are happening. I don't know what's going on there. Number two, Doge. What happened with Vivek? What happened there? Like, in my opinion, Vivek should have been the one running Doge. Elon could have been an advisor, could have been around. He's already running a dozen other companies, impregnating a half a dozen women. Like, you need another job next to Trump? All right, here's another
Hang on,
one
Adam.
for you.
Open that up, will you?
Hold on,
Because-
let me just
No,
finish
no,
this
no,
up.
no, no, no. You just,
hold on.
Your point deserves
Yes, we'll
for
get
you
there,
to
we'll get
follow
there.
it up because we processed deeply, and you did on this podcast. You did about how that tweet was so hit the wrong way, Vivek's tweet,
Yes.
that so much weight and heat came against him that he had to step back.
Correct. And part two to that, and I would like to revisit that with you, was that was on the heels of the whole H-1B visa situation. Vivek weighed in, Steve Bannon weighed in. It basically, MAGA 1.0 and MAGA 2.0 are starting to feud.
And Vivek's
so what happened
comment
with
was
that?
America not quite exceptionalism.
Yeah, because Vivek, I don't know, kind of speaks the truth. Some people are just lame as hell and they're entitled. The Epstein situation, okay, we talked about that. Makes a lot of sense why Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are kind of keeping mum's the word. So, and this big, beautiful bill. By the way, who in the administration did we actually hear of Elon feuding with? Do you remember who it was? Well, it was Marco Rubio, Secretary of State. Do you remember that? So Elon's in here having issues with key components of the administration. And it was sort of a lipstick on a pig for $250 million. And now we're basically seeing what happens. And then here's the last thing. What was the relationship with Susie Wiles? Correct. Chief of Staff.
Yeah, this from April, inside Elon Musk's dangerous battles with Trump's Ice Maiden. And
Yeah.
in it, they talk about Susie Wiles,
So,
Chief of Staff.
This goes back to my initial point. Careful who gives you money. Elon basically gave $250 million, bought his way into the White House, him and his kids, piggybacking over here. And now he has the audacity to take down, or at least attempt to take down, the President of the United States. Now, Trump dealt with some assassination attempts, before he became inaugurated. This is a straight up character assassination by Elon Musk against the sitting President of the United States.
This statement crystallizes the gravity of Musk's accusations. It's not just a feud, it's a calculated strike that could alter the political landscape. When a billionaire uses his platform to undermine a president, it raises alarms about the balance of power and the lengths to which individuals will go for influence.
Is there any
Messed up,
way?
man.
Is there any way, just to be devil's advocate and flip it? Is there any way, guys, Brandon? I want to know honestly that this could be a fake, coordinated fight. Like, remember, to distract everybody from something bigger that's happened. Remember, with Trump, Tom, in 2017 with Jeff Sessions, where Sessions appeared to be disloyal, but he was actually helping with key investigations behind the scenes. Could this be something?
Vinny,
where,
I appreciate the question. I appreciate the question.
Because it looks.
If there's one tweet, okay, cool. They're going back and forth, and Elon is not stopping. One joke, ha ha ha. Two jokes,
By the way,
10 jokes.
I'm just saying, could they
You're
be
coming
playing?
for his throat,
Could
bro.
Speaker Johnson sided with Musk.
Yeah.
Oh, I would.
What do you mean
I
Speaker
would-
Johnson sided with Musk?
What are you talking about? Go to Musk's tweet. Go to Musk's handle.
Which is
Just go to his
crazy.
handle
I'm just saying.
and go all the way. Yeah, go all the way. Okay, go zoom in a little bit around and keep going slower. And keep going. You'll see 6 hours ago, he says, I agree with this guy. Keep going.
Speaker Johnson just passed the big, beautiful bill in the House.
I was going to say, that's
He said he
weird.
was calling Elon today too when he was walking.
Right there. Look at that. I super agree with this guy, Mike Johnson. At some point, Congress has to stop this endless cycle of out-of-control deficit spending.
Okay, got it.
What's he saying?
He's on Elon's side.
He's saying what he's saying.
That's pro-Elon.
And then, by the way, go up and
Yeah,
see he
that was-
retweets something from Trump from 2012.
That was,
Yeah,
I think,
that's from
that was a little
2018
bit
though.
before.
And look at Elon.
Yeah, that was a little before
Right,
this.
but go all the way
Yeah,
up.
but think he has to
Okay.
go and look for that tweet. He has to dig through Mike Johnson's 7 years of tweets to go back
no,
and
no,
But
find
go
it.
and find, he found one of
Hold on,
Trump.
hold on. Read between the lines there.
Yeah, that's him
He's
calling out the
basically
spending.
saying you're a hypocrite.
Yeah, because
He's basically saying at some point you got to stop all this spending.
Yeah.
And he's basically saying, but now,
Because he did that with Trump. Go up.
Okay.
Keep going up. Watch what he did with Trump. Is what you was doing. No, go a little bit higher. It's the screenshot.
Oh, right here.
It's an obvious lie. Yeah, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted. That he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. What does he say? Such a lie. Trump
This
fires
is-
back at Elon. The online battle begins.
this is
But
the
Elon's-
problem with democracy, by the way. This is why they say you don't want to see how the sausage is made. This is the good, the bad, the ugly of what we're living with. Now everything's out in the open. Every single person, every single adversary, every foe, every enemy is like, oh, I know how to get between these mother suckers. You don't think she's watching this? You don't think Putin's watching this? You don't think the terrorists are watching this? Yeah. You don't think the Ayatollahs are watching this and being like, just eating their popcorn like they're Jon Stewart in that meme over here, and just watching this all go down and loving it.
But Elon's a big liar,
Such
too,
a bad look for America.
Elon's a big liar, too, though, because, I mean, think about the video game thing where he paid somebody to get the best score in the world in the video game, and for years he acted like he was a world-class player at that super advanced video game. Then he got caught, like he hadn't even played the game before. So, what does that tell you that somebody's willing to put that much effort into crafting their image? Something that small and insignificant to be the best in the world at a video game. So, like, what else could he be lying about and like misportraying? If
PBD
will do something like that.
Good point. PBD. I have one serious question for you.
Tell me.
For me, this is pretty ugly. I think it's about to get way uglier. How ugly can this get between?
Segment, we've witnessed how Elon Musk's shocking allegations against Trump intertwine personal vendettas with broader political ramifications. As both men navigate this turbulent feud, the stakes couldn't be higher for their legacies and the American public. Stay tuned as we unravel the implications of this unprecedented clash.